all the Warhammer fans already been asking me millions of times, can I review the ZEPHON? And actually, I think it's the time we can look and tell if the phone is worth your time, should you play it, should you get it, and what is my initial thoughts after playing almost 40 hours in game. So let's talk. And actually, one more thing, if you're new to this channel, your first time seeing this in your recommendation, I would like to ask you, if by the end of this video you feel like you like the content, you like the style, please give us like a small subscribe because it will really help to grow the channel and to make more and more videos in the future. But meanwhile, let's start with the review for the ZEPHON. So for anyone who doesn't really know about this game yet, it's a 4-act strategy game that drops players into the bleak, post-apocalyptic Earth where survival is uncertain and the power is fiercely contested by rogue AI, alien invaders and hardened raiders, set against the backdrop of world left in ruins after the humanity's failed defense against alien onslaught, and already scripted by an AI uprising. This game offers a gritty take on 4X formula. Players must guide remnants of human civilization, crafting failure amid a landscape of devastation and duplicated conflict, a fresh take on crowded genre. So let me speak more about what this gives differently in the market of, 4X games. So launching a new 4X game is no small feat in today's market in general, sandwiched between Civilization and impressive releases, and obviously the Warhammer series that gives it. ZEPHON learns into the trenches by avoiding that direct competition with Civilization, instead offering a more compact, combat-driven experience, which is very different, while retaining its familiar mechanics from the genre, such as resource management, exploration, and emphasis on the tactical battles, and thematic graft allows it to stand apart. ZEPHON doesn't pretend to be Civilization 615, let's say. Its focus lies in the survival and the conflict, creating a fast-paced and more intense gameplay loop that prioritizes combat and tactical decisions over sprawling empire management, which can be a good thing for many of the people who are coming into the genre, I would assume, or maybe not such a big positive for many people who just like a slower-paced management type of gameplay. So let's speak about the main gameplay mechanics, which strategy and how it plays out in the survival of a core. So the phone is about reclaiming a broken world or reshaping it into something entirely new. Players choose from 8 ladders, each with unique abilities and strategies, ranging from combat-heavy approaches and more subtle resource-driven styles. The game incorporates deep tactical elements with the combat system reminiscent of the table war games like Warhammer 40,000. And, for example, positioning range of bonuses and diverses until capabilities makes battles feel impactful and engaging. Hero units which can tip the scale of skirmishes adds an extra layer of strategy. Victory in ZEPHON can be only achieved in 2 ways, total conquest or securing peace among all the factions, which is a very interesting way to kind of like achieving the goal of the game. While his binary conflicts my condition with seem of repetitive compared to other 4X titles, it aligns with the game's intense of survival-oriented narrative. Players must fight tooth and nail for every scrap of land, resources, and influence, making even the smallest decisions critical to success. The game's setting is a patchwork of apocalyptic scenarios ranging from the alien invasions to AI uprising, plays a central role in shaping the gameplay. Leaders like Heartless Artificer, well, they feel of like more highly of customizable units to the honorable aristocrats who uses the influence of the rapid production provided by distinct playstyles. This variety allows players to experiment with the different approaches to victory through the relatively small roster of leaders. It could limit repeatability for some. Stranges. So, world building and atmosphere. ZEPHON's post-apocalyptic world is the most compelling feature. Drawing inspiration from classics like Mad Max and Independence Day, the game combines the dystopian tropes and original twists to create the layout of the rich setting. The thematic consistency extends beyond the storytelling into visuals, gameplay mechanics, and even the game's atmosphere. Players feel immersed in the world teetering on the brink of collapse, where every faction leader is fighting for survival in their own way. The visual design was striking, with alien and AI assets standing out as particular creatives, while the human units could benefit from more imaginative designs. The overall aesthetic captures the desperation and the chaos of ZEPHON's world. The soundtrack, while not groundbreaking, effectively compels with the game's tone and chasing its immersive qualities. Areas of improvement. So this is something I would like to address if the, let's say, developers will look at this review. Despite its strengths, the phone isn't without the flaws. One of the most noticeable issues is so far the user interface, which diffracts with the most of games' otherwise polished visuals. The black box design simples while text feels out of place in game that otherwise excels of creating atmospheric experience. Additionally, while non-human designs are vibrant and memorable, human units lack the same of creativity, appearing bland and compression. Repeatability is another area where the phone struggles. With the only 8 ladders and 13 mutants, the game feels limitless in comparing to other 4X titles. While each leader offers a distinct playstyle, the small roster makes the game feel something like a multiple playthrough. This could be addressed with the future expanses or DLCs, where you can create a bigger and more creative world around you. It occasionally stumbles under the weight of its complexity. Some of the story elements feel underdeveloped or overly familiar, like the Raiders with the Australian accent that seems plucked straight from the Mad Max. With the more focused storytelling and redefined world-building, ZEPHON's narrative can reach the top levels of like the gameplay. Well, else there is some kind of like a flaws, I would say this game truly deserves your attention if you're into 4X genre, and if you would be interested in playing any of life's strategic managerial games. The ZEPHON is actually very promising titles, and updates can even make it better, or maybe even expansions, DLCs, like we see it very often with Civilization or with Warhammer, and you really can compare this game to the bigger kind of like a titans, I would say, almost in the industry. There is a room from fresh to rise. Whether you are the seasoned strategist or new to genre, ZEPHON offers a challenging and really great atmosphere for anyone who wants to try. So if you would ask me, should I recommend you this game? I would say 100%. This is the type of game I would really like you to try and give your opinion rather than trusting maybe even everyone online. Because in the end of the day, the most important thing that we as the reviewers can tell you before you try yourself is if the game performs in a way like that you want to play. Yes, it does perform very well. So that's the main thing. Other than that, it's actually your story. You play it however you want. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. And remember, in the beginning of the video, I asked you, if you're new to the channel, if you like what I gave you today, the content for the ZEPHON, you would subscribe. So